Hello students, let us start with exercise 4.3 of chapter 4 linear equations in two variables. So the first question, draw the graph of each of the following linear equations. LE is nothing but linear equations in two variables. So here we have been given 4 equations and we have to draw graphs of it. So how are we going to solve this? If you can see, I have drawn a table just below it. That means we are going to find the coordinates, that is the x and y coordinates, by taking random values of x and y. And then we are going to plot the equation of the line on the graph using the coordinates. So for the first one, x plus y is equal to 4. What I am going to do is, the simplest way to start with is take your value of x is 0 and the next time take your value of y is 0 to find the values of the other variable. So let us say if I say over here x is equal to 0, if x is equal to 0, y becomes 4. And when y is equal to 0, x becomes 4. So in fact these two coordinates are sufficient to plot my graph, but we will find the other points also. Another 2 points, let us say. So I will say x plus y is equal to 4. And I will take the value of x is equal to 1. So let us see what is the value of y. If I say x is equal to 1, my equation becomes 1 plus y is equal to 4. Therefore, y is equal to 4 minus 1. Therefore, y is equal to 3. Therefore, when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 3. I am just going to write this over here. Let us take another value for x. I will say x is equal to 2. So, this equation will become 2 plus y is equal to 4, which is y is equal to 4 minus 2. Therefore, y is equal to 2. Therefore, x is 2 when y is, therefore, y is equal to 2 when x is equal to 2. So, I have 2 and 2. These coordinates are sufficient. In fact, like I told you, here you will find your point on the y-axis and here you will find the point on the x-axis. So, using these two coordinates itself, we can plot our equation, but it's always a good practice to find the other points and at least mark them on the line. So, what I am going to do is I am going to use coordinates 0, 4 and 4, 0 to mark the equation of my line on the graph. So, my 0, 4 is here and 4, 0 is here. I am going to draw this line by joining the 2 points or the 2 coordinates. Let us go ahead and mark the other coordinates also. So, what are my other coordinates? I have 1 and 3. So, 1 is here and 3 is here. So, 1 and 3 is this point, and then I have 2 and 2. So, 2 is here and 2 is here. So, this is my 2 and 2. So, once you have plotted your coordinates and drawn the line, what you are going to do is you are going to mark these coordinates and also the equation of the line. So, here this point is 4, 0 and this point is 0, 4. This coordinate is 1, 3 and this coordinate is 2, 2. And the equation of my line is x plus y is equal to 4. So, x plus y is equal to 4. And finally, your answer will be of the following format. Line, I will just mark this line, A to B. So, line AB represents equation x plus y is equal to 4. Alright, so let us proceed with the second question. So now I am not going to keep redrawing the graph, I will just erase these sections and use the same graph and same table. So I just hope you have taken down a note of this as well as this table, because I am going to erase it. Since I started with this, I will erase this section first. So in the meantime, you can refer this. what I am doing here is using the same graph for solving multiple questions. Please do not do that in your textbooks or in your exams, because the teacher will take into consideration only what she sees in your paper. Alright. So, x minus y is equal to 2. So, if I take x as 0, we have a negative value. So, let us solve. X minus y is equal to 2. So, when x is equal to 0, what do I get? My equation becomes 0 minus y is equal to 2. Therefore, minus y is equal to 2. Therefore, y is equal to minus 2. So, what are my coordinates? 0 and minus 2. Similarly, I will take y is equal to 0 now. So, if I take y is equal to 0, x will become 2. So, I have 0 and 2. So, again these two coordinates are sufficient to plot my graph. However, like I suggested earlier, it is always a best practice to find two more coordinates and plot them on the equation of a line, on the line in the graph. So, I will say x is equal to 2, do we have x is equal to 2? Yes. So, I will say x is equal to 1. So, if x is equal to 1, what does my equation become? 1 minus y is equal to 2. Therefore, minus y is equal to 2 minus 1. Therefore, minus y is equal to minus 1. 1. Therefore, y is equal to minus 1. So, my coordinates are here 1 and minus 1. So, I will write 1 and minus 1. Let us find another coordinate. I will say x is equal to 3. So, when x is equal to 3, my equation becomes 3 minus y is equal to 2, which is 3 minus 2 is equal to y. Therefore, y is equal to 1. So, my coordinates are 3 and 1. However, I am going to use these two coordinates to plot my equation. So, I am going to use just these two coordinates to plot it on my graph. So, first one is 0 and minus 2. So, 0 and minus 2 is this point here. Then I have 2 and 0. So, 2 is here and 0 on the axis itself. Then I am just going to draw these, connect these two lines. I am sorry, connect these 2 points. Now, which are the other points? 1 and minus 1. So, 1 is here and minus 1 is here. So, this is my other coordinate, and then I have 3 and 1. So, 3 and 1 is here. See, 3 is here and 1 is here, right? So, now I am going to mark my coordinates 3 and 1, 2 and 0, 1 and minus 1, and 0 and minus 2. Once you have marked the coordinates, you are going to mark the equation of the line, which is x minus y is equal to 2. And finally, what are you going to say? Line AB, line AB represents equation x minus y is equal to 2. Simple. So, let us go ahead with the third question, y is equal to 3x. Again, I am using the same table and the same graph. So, erasing the values. Okay. So, we have a graph and table ready for solving the third question. So, which is y is equal to 3x. So, if I say x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. So this line is going to pass through 0, 0. Remember when we solved one of the solved example related to forces equal to mass into acceleration, we always mentioned that equations of the form y is equal to mx are always going to pass through the origin. So again we are going to draw something similar to that. So y is equal to 0, x is equal to, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 0. If I take x as 1, y will become 3 into 1, which is 3. If I take x as 2, y will become 3 into 2, which is 6, and if I take y as 3, x is 3, y will become 3 into 3, which is 9. So 3 is, if you see, this is going to give us a very high end number, so I will take something like minus 1. If x is minus 1, then y will become minus 3. This will help us plot. So I am going to mark the coordinates. The first one is 0, 0. The second one is 1, 3. So 1 and 3 will be over here. Then I have 2 and 6. So 2 until 6. And then I have minus 1 and minus 3. So minus 1 and minus 3 is going to be somewhere over here. So let us go ahead and connect these points or coordinates. Now if you notice that some of my points are just shifted towards the left or right, but they're quite close to the line because I haven't really used measurements to plot these points, but for you it should always lie on these. All the points should lie on the line, right? I have taken approximate units so that you know each unit is equidistant. That is, 1 is equidistant from 2, 2 is equidistant from 3, 3 is equidistant from 4, and so on. Okay, so let us mark our coordinates. I have 0, 0. Then I have 1, 3. And I have 2, 6. And minus 1, minus 3. And this is my equation of line y is equal to 3x. Again I am going to mark this line A to B and mention what? Line AB represents equation y is equal to 3x. Simple. Let us go ahead with the last question. 3 is equal to 2x plus y. But first I am just going to erase this. So my question is what? 3 is equal to 2x plus y. So I can just write it as 3 is equal to 2x plus y. Therefore, y is equal to 3 minus 2x. Isn't this going to be simple? So I'll say for x is equal to 0, if x is equal to 0, y becomes 3. So x is equal to 0, y becomes 3. And when y is equal to 0, so if y is equal to 0, what do I get? 3 minus 2x is equal, 0 is equal to 3 minus 2x. Therefore 3, okay, so I'll get some fraction. I want to avoid fractions, so okay, let's see. 3 is equal to 2x, 3 is equal to 2x, so x is equal to 3 by 2, which is 1.5. So when y is equal to 0, x is equal to 1.5. Have I marked the point? Yes. So if you notice, these 2 points are sufficient to plot the points and draw my equation of line. However, I am going to find 2 other points as well. So what value should I consider? If I say y is is equal to minus x is equal to 3. If I say x is equal to 1, I get y is equal to 3 minus 2 into 1, which is 3 minus 2, which is equal to 1. So when x is equal to 1, y is equal to 1. And if I say when x is equal to 2, I get y is equal to 3 minus 2 into 2, which is 3 minus 4, which is equal to minus 1. So when x is equal to 2, y is equal to minus 1. So let us go ahead and plot the and mark the equation on the graph. I'm just going to use these two coordinates, that is 0.3 and 1.5 and 0 to plot my to draw my equation of line, and then later on I will plot the remaining 2 points. So first is 0, 3. So 0, 3 will be this point, and then I have 1.5 and 0. So 1.5 is going to lie at the center of 1 and 2. So 1.5 and 0. Now I am going to connect these 2 points. So what are the other coordinates? I have 1 and 1. So it's going to be here. This is 1 and 1. Then I have 2 and minus 1. So 2 and minus 1 will be here. Here. So let us mark our coordinates. So first of all, this is equation of line. 3 is equal to 2x plus y. Then I have 0 and 3, 1 and 1. This point is 1.5 and 0, and this one is 2 comma minus 1. Therefore now I am going to mark my line AB. Therefore line AB represents equation of line of line 3 is equal to 2x plus y, and I have marked the equation of the line on the graph also. Okay, so let us proceed with the second question. I hope you have got an idea of how to draw graphs whenever equation of lines, that is equations of a linear equation and 2 variables are provided. I'm not erasing the graph because, sorry for the sound, I'm not erasing the graph because we'll be needing it in a later question, so I'm leaving it as it is. Okay, so my second question, give the equations of 2 lines passing through 2, 14. How many more such lines are there? Why? So let's say if I extend this over here, okay, if I extend this line, and my 14 on the y coordinate is somewhere over here. Okay, just let's say. So where is 2, 14 going to be? It's going to be somewhere over here, right? So first of all, we need 2 equations for these lines. So first of all, you can do something. This is the value, this is x and this is y, right? So if you see, x plus y is going to give me 16. So I will say the 2 equations are x plus y is equal to 16, right? Similarly, y minus x is how much? 12. So I can say y minus x is equal to 12, or I can even say y is equal to 7 times x, because 2 7s are 14. So I'm just giving you one extra equation, although they have asked for 2. So I can say y is equal to 7x. Simple. Now how many more such lines are there and why? So moving on back to the graph, like I assumed this was point 14, so 2 comma 14 will lie somewhere over here. Now if you see this is a point, how many lines? There can be infinite number of lines passing through this point. So there are infinite number of equations possible. So how many such lines are there? I will say there are infinite lines passing through (2, 14) because infinite number of lines can pass through a point. Simple. So I'm just going to erase that section because it was just for demonstration purpose. Now my third question, if the point 3, 4 lies on the graph of the equation 3y is equal to ax plus 7, find a. So obviously since 3.4 lies on the graph of this equation, 3 and 4 satisfies this equation. That means if I substitute x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 4 in this equation, it will represent the values that we get will represent the coordinates of your equation. So these coordinates lie in the equation of line 3y is equal to ax plus 7. So what I am going to do is I am going to substitute x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 4. So first of all I am going to say, since 3, 4 lie on equation graph of equation (3y is equal to ax plus 7), they satisfy the equation of line, right? Therefore, substituting x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 4 in 3y is equal to ax plus 7, the value of a is, we find the value of a over here. So your equation is 3y is equal to ax plus 7, and what are we substituting? X is 3 and y is 4. So 3 into 4 is equal to a into 3 plus 7. Correct? We have substituted x is equal to 3 and y is equal to 4 in our equation. This is 12 is equal to 3a plus 7. Therefore 12 minus 7 is equal to 3a. So 12 minus 7 is 5 is equal to 3a. Therefore a is equal to 5 upon 3. Simple. So the value is 5 upon 3. Please do this in your working column in such a way that it is visible to your teacher, or you can also do it after writing the answer. Like just leave some lines for writing the answer and just below that do the working, because the working is very important, otherwise it will look like you have copied the sum. Let's move on to the fourth question. The taxi fare in a city is as follows. So there are cabs that keep moving in our city. So cabs are nothing but taxi. For the first kilometer, the fare is rupees 8, and for the subsequent distance, it is rupees 5 per kilometer. This is not 51, it is per kilometer. Okay. Taking the distance covered as x kilometer and the total fare as y, write down the linear equation and draw its graph. So first of all, what are they saying? Take the distance covered as x kilometers. So I am just going to say, let distance or total distance be x. Okay, and total fare be y. So now the cost of the first kilometer is rupees 8. So considering that the first kilometer is done, how many kilometers will be left? X minus 1. So if 1 kilometer is travelled, remaining distance is equal to x minus 1. So now your total fare is y. Y is going to be how much? It will be rupees 8, that is for first kilometers, or I will just write y is equal to cost of distance covered. Correct? Total fare. Total fare is nothing but cost of distance covered. So this is going to be first 1 kilometers plus remaining x minus 1 kilometers. Right? So first kilometers is charged at the rate of rupees 8, and the remaining x minus 1 kilometers is charged at the rate of rupees 5. So this will be 8 plus 5 into x minus 1. Right? Because this is the cost that we are talking about. For the first kilometers it is going to be 8, and for the remaining x minus 1 kilometers it is going to be 5 into x minus 1. Why? Because after 1 kilometer, each kilometer is going to be charged at the rate of 5 rupees per kilometer. So for x minus 1 kilometers it will be 5 into x minus 1. So let us expand this bracket. I get 8 plus 5x minus 5. Now I have my graph here, so I will just continue it over here. So what am I left with? 8 minus 5 is 3 plus 5x. So finally my equation is going to be what? Should I write it here? My equation is going to be y is equal to 5x plus 3, where y is the total fare. So using this equation, now we have to plot a graph. I hope you have taken a note of this explanation, because I am going to erase it since I need to draw my table for plotting the graph. So how are we going to go about plotting the graph or drawing the equation of the line in the graph? We need to draw a table for this equation. So I have x and y. I will say when x is equal to 0, when x is equal to 0, y is equal to 3. And when y is equal to 0, let us find the value of x. So 0 is equal to 5x plus 3, therefore x is equal to 5x is equal to minus 3, and x is equal to minus 3 upon 5, which is equal to minus 0.6. 5 ones are 5, 5.06 are 30. So minus 0.6. So I have minus 0.6. Now why am I taking x is 0 and y is equal to 0? Because here we get your x coordinate is as 0, So we have the equation, we will have the line that cuts the y-axis over here, and we also have a point over here that will cut the x-axis. Therefore, it is always better to take your x as 0 as once and y is equal to 0, so that you at least get your points that cut the x and y axis, and then you can obviously find other points. So now if I say x is equal to 1, y will be 5 plus 3, which is 8. So if I say x is equal to minus 1, let us say, so it would be minus 5 plus 3, which is minus 2, right. If you are not following, I will say x is equal to 1, so y is equal to 5 into minus 1 plus 3, which is minus 5 plus 3, which is equal to minus 2. So I got one more coordinate. I will just try to find one more coordinate. I will say y is equal to, let us say x is equal to 2. So when x is equal to 2, I get y is equal to, no, it is going to give me a huge number, so I will take something smaller. Let us say y is equal to minus 2, sorry, x is equal to minus 2. So what do I get? Y is equal to 5 into minus 2 plus 3, which is minus 10 plus 3, which is equal to minus 7. So y is equal to minus 7. Now again I am going to use only these two coordinates to plot my to draw my equation. So let us take x is 0 and 3. So 0 and 3 comes here, and I have minus 0.6. So minus 0.6 will be somewhere here, right. So in your graph books, it is going to lie between 0 and 1 and the 6th point on your graph towards the left. So minus 0.6 is here, and then minus 1 and minus 2, minus 1 and minus 2, and minus 2 and minus 7. So I am going to connect these points. Therefore, I have my points here, which are, this one is 0 and 3, then I have minus 0.6 and minus and 0. This point is minus 1 comma minus 2, this is my minus 1 here, and finally I have minus 2 and minus 7. So my equation is y is equal to 5x plus 3. I will mark this line A to B, and finally I am going to write my answer. Line AB represents equation y is equal to 5x plus 3. Please take a look. So with this we wind up 4 questions of exercise 4.3. We will take a look at the remaining questions in the next classes. Thank you.
Hope this video increased your knowledge. For more such videos and a completely free educational content, log on to www.epathshala.org or visit our ePathshala YouTube channel. We have each and every question solved for maths, physics, chemistry and biology. So subscribe our channel, share with your friends, like our Facebook page and follow our Twitter handle for regular updates and important educational tips, and also win ePathshala goodies. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel and enjoy the freedom of education.